Yo, what's going on guys? Mush back at it with another edition of Top 5 Best PC Hardware Deals of the Week. Got a little bit more than 5 to go over, but they fall under the same categories with some of them, so let's just keep it simple, and let's get right into this. So before I get into the official 5, I want to mention that there is a very nice pre-built computer that is only available in-store pickup at Fry's. I'll leave a link down below in the description box. It's $800, and you can get free local delivery on it, so if you do have a Fry's near you, I would definitely recommend to check this out if you do want a new gaming PC. And it's a Dell computer with an Intel Core i5-6400, 8GB of RAM, a 1TB hard drive, as well as an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070. And with that, you do also have Windows 10 installed, which saves you around $80 to $100. Now, this is a pretty good deal with an i5-6400 and a 1070. 1080p gaming will be a breeze on this PC. And as we know, with GPU prices being crazy right now, 1070s on the lower end typically go for like $430 to $450. And i5-6400, you won't be finding that for less than $150. So right there, you have, what, $600 worth of value. You got Windows 10, you got 8GB of RAM, you got a 1TB hard drive. At $800, that's a very, very good deal. If you do have a Fry's near you, definitely check that out. Now let's get to the main stuff on this list. Everything else you can order online, of course. Over on Newegg, number 5 is the Seagate BarraCuda 2TB hard drive. It's down to $60, which is a great deal on a 2TB hard drive. These have been readily available at this price, typically going on sale at this price. About once every other week, I've been seeing 2TB hard drives at $60, and that's a great price point. It's not as expensive as the 3TB drives, which can go for $80 to $90, and $60 is only about $10 more than the typical Western Digital WD Blue 1TB drives I recommend. Now, the Seagate BarraCuda is often considered a lesser tier, but you get double the storage, 2TB of storage, which is absolutely awesome, and this is a great hard drive to pair with an SSD. I'd highly recommend to have something like a 250GB SSD and then pick up a 2TB BarraCuda, and that'll act as your mass storage device where you can keep all your games, movies, videos, all that kind of stuff you can throw on the 2TB drive, and for $60, that is a great price. Now, this sale on the hard drive does end in 16 hours, so if you want it, I would recommend pick it up ASAP. Moving on to number 4, I've got a couple of monitors to mention. They are on sale over on Newegg. First of all, the Acer S2431 HL 24-inch 1080p monitor is down to $120, and there's a $10 off code that'll knock it down to $110. That is pretty good for a 24-inch monitor that's got a VGA port, DVI port, HDMI port, as well as built-in speakers. Now, the built-in speakers are pretty terrible, but I always like to have those as a fallback, and it is a nice inclusion. And overall, 24-inch 1080p monitor, $110 is really good. If this was at a flat $100 price, I would say pick it up as soon as possible. At $110, it's still pretty good. Not the greatest deal in the world, but still pretty good for what you're getting. Also, for those of you guys on a tighter budget, the Sceptre E 225W 22-inch 1080p monitor is available for $100, although there's a promo code that knocks off $20, so you get it for $80, and that's a really good price for a 1080p monitor. This one also has built-in speakers. It's got VGA, DVI, and HDMI port. Sceptre definitely isn't the biggest name brand in the world, but those of you on a tight budget at $80 for a 1080p monitor at 22 inches, you really can't go wrong with that, so that is a good option as well. Moving on, number 3 and number 2 are a couple of CPUs. First of all, number 3 is the AMD Ryzen 3 1200 4-core 3.1 GHz processor. It is down to $105, and there is a promo code that knocks off another $5, and you can get it for $100 flat, which is a really good price for a quad-core CPU. Even at this price, this is a very capable CPU if you pair it with a decent video card. Get something like this with a 1060, and you've got a very cheap and very capable gaming rig for 1080p gaming, and high-quality 1080p gaming at that. $100 isn't like crazy for the Ryzen 3 1200. Typically, you'll find it for $110, $105, but for the value that you're getting out of this quad-core CPU, it is just absolutely crazy, and it allows for a lot more versatility in budget and rigs now that you can get a $100 CPU, and it still performs really well in gaming. Moving on to number 2, we've got the big brother, the AMD Ryzen 7 1700 8-core 3.0 GHz CPU is down to $295, which is a really good deal for this CPU. Now, this is a higher-end CPU. If you're picking up a CPU like this, you're probably going to be doing some video recording, or you're doing some live streaming and things like that, but even still, at $295, it's not too much more expensive than something like an i5. It's around that i7 price tier, and performance-wise, it's really good. And right now, if you do pick it up, you do get the free Champions pack for Quake Champions. I don't know how much you guys value that. That typically goes for like $30 for the Quake Champions game. I don't really care about that, but hey, some of you guys might care about it. Newegg says they value it at $60. I think that's a little high, but nonetheless a freebie when you're picking up the CPU, which you can never complain about. But really good price on both the Ryzen 7 1700 and the Ryzen 3 1200. And finally, we have a GPU, but don't get too excited. It's a lower end GPU, but still a great deal. The XFX Radeon R7 360 is $80, and there's a $20 mail-in rebate, knocking it down to just $60. That is absolutely crazy. Now, this is a very low-end video card. It's a 2GB GPU. And yeah, this is a GPU that you can pick up and throw in an older rig, and you'll have a somewhat decent gaming rig going. No, you're not going to be running the newest games at 1080p at high settings at 60 FPS, but you will be able to play your games like Overwatch, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Skyrim, even Fallout 4, and some of the higher-end games you can push with an R7 360. You just got to keep your expectations in line. It's a $60 GPU, so don't get too excited, but performance-wise for the price, it's going to do its job, and it's going to do it pretty well, considering it's at a very low $60. Even if you don't take advantage of the mail-in rebate at $80, it's a pretty good deal. And yeah, just a very budget-friendly option. Again, if you have a pre-built like HP computer with something like an older Core i3, picking up a GPU like this for only $60 after the mail-in rebate is just going to make it a more capable rig that can run a lot of games, albeit not the best, but again, you're paying such a cheap price that you can't really complain about that. Really good option for those of you on a super tight budget. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Yes, it is still a difficult time to build a brand new PC with all the GPU pricing, but I hope I brought you guys some deals that you are somewhat interested in. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, the comment section is where to put that at, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.